Hi there and welcome to the Week 4 edition of the Huddle pregame show. I'm Schweigert, he's Tim Gross, and we're talking about Lancaster-Lebanon League football. And Tim, the league has 3 undefeated teams left and all 3 of them reside in Section 2. That's where our focus is going to be this week, so let's start off with the game of the week, Elizabethtown at Cocalico. The Bears come in at 3-0, having allowed just 12 points in their first 3 games. The Eagles are 1-2, but both of those losses were really close heartbreakers. So what can you tell us about this matchup?
Well, like you said, 3 undefeated teams in Section 2. Section 2 has been one of the best divisions in probably the region here. Elizabethtown, of course, started 3-0. One of the biggest stories in the LL League so far with how they played and played defensively, especially. They shut out Donegal, they shut out Hershey, and then they beat Lebanon 36-12. Coming up for them is a big test, though. They're at Cocalico and then they're at Cocalico, 2 teams that have pretty good offenses. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond to that. Cocalico won last year's matchup 49-7. Might not be a blowout like that this year, but I think Cocalico is really good at making adjustments offensively. Their veer offense got really going last week, got 415 yards against Upper Perkiomen. They won 48-14, and I think 6 different Eagles scored touchdowns there. So, different offensive looks. They can really come at you from different angles. But E-Town, of course, their defense has been really good. So that'll be the interesting matchup to see how that kind of pans out.
Okay. And, of course, the section's other 2 undefeated teams happen to be going at it this week. We got Manheim Central, which has just been stomping on teams through the first 3 weeks. They're going to Lampeter to take on LampeterStrasburg, which has also won its first 3 games and is coming off its most impressive victory of the season. So how do you see these 2 teams stacking up?
Well, I mean, this is a huge matchup for the first week of section games. LampeterStrasburg and Manheim Central, they had shares of the section title last year, along with Cocalico. The story has been Manheim Central's defense. It's allowed 17 points this season, has shut out 2 teams in a row. LampeterStrasburg, though, might be the best offense the Barons have seen so far this year. The Pioneers have a lot of experience at the skill positions. A new quarterback this year, but Shane Lawler and Chad Galdino and Cam Niemeyer have been really good for them this year. They're outscoring opponents 107-49. So Pioneer offense has been really good. Of course, took it to them last week. Manheim Central's defense has been really good. So it'll be interesting to see how that matchup kind of plays out.
Well, thank you, Tim. And those are just a few of the big games on the docket this week. We got a rivalry game between Hempfield and Manheim Township, CV's clash with McCaskey, Lancaster Catholic's non-league visit to the powerhouse Berks Catholic, and Pequea Valley Northern Lebanon. It's going to be quite a week. So be sure to visit Lancaster Online for our pregame coverage, follow our live updates during Friday's games, and of course, check us out on social media. For Tim Gross, I'm Schweigert. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.